Okay. Welcome everyone to our Google Hangouts meeting. This is the Plexus Power Hour, and we are just going to get started here in a second, so hang tight with us. As a YouTube link, nobody can jump on until we start the broadcast, so we're just going to get a few people on. And I think I might also share the link so people can join the call this way as well. Hang tight 1 minute. I'm afraid to. Okay, it's working now, I believe, and someone's commenting on my post saying, it's only bad thing is it starts recording, but you have to do that to get everyone on. Oh crap, what do you do? Okay. Doesn't show Sherry as a viewer, but she said she's on.
It might take a minute to show them.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So give my little disclaimer and all that. Oops, sorry. But Sarah and I get to do the call again together tonight. Welcome to the Plexus Power Hour. We're going to do this every Tuesday night as we can join our teams together from all over the country. So welcome, and we're going to try to keep it short and sweet. We're going to do a couple testimonies, and then we will go over the products real fast, and then a little bit about how you can order and get your products the cheapest route and what works best for you. So I'm going to give my little disclaimer first. Plexus is not meant to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. This call is ran by independent Plexus ambassadors and not by Plexus Worldwide itself. So we'll go ahead and start with Kelly Coburn. And Kelly, if you want to unmute yourself, and we'll mute ourselves here, and go ahead and tell us what Plexus has done for you.
Hi, everyone. I started Plexus on February 27th. I had been listening to my friend Chris talk about it for several years and was the poster child for being a skeptic. But I'm really glad that I finally reached my line in the sand and started getting my life back. A little bit about me. Back in 2006, I was diagnosed with a very severe case of Graves' disease, which is a thyroid disease. I was extremely hyperthyroid to the point that I almost died, and so the only course of action that I was given at the time was to have my thyroid killed with radioactive iodine. So for the next few years, if you're familiar with thyroid disease at all, it's a roller coaster of labs, dosage changes, trying to figure out what your body's going to respond to. And we did okay for a while. In 2009, we finally found the magic formula. I thought I was cured, everything was great, and then in 2012, my body developed a tolerance to the drugs, and I no longer absorbed them properly. That's when Chris started putting bugs in my ear about Plexus, and again, I ignored her, and I kick myself every day for it. But I tried every diet under the sun. I tried every eating correctly fad out there. I did find that gluten and soy were triggers to some inflammation issues that I was having. So I'm basically gluten-free, low-carb lifestyle, but still struggled with inflammation, pain, and my thyroid levels being all over the place. So what caused me to get to my line in the sand back in February was that I had been struggling with a severe case of tendonitis in both of my Achilles tendons. It was so bad that I resorted to going to a pain doctor, which made me feel like I was a drug addict, but it was the only thing I could do at the time. So my doctor had put me on heavy doses of anti-inflammatories, pain meds. I was on happy pills because I was crying every day, and nothing was working. And so I went back to see her in the middle part of February. The labs that we had done testing for rheumatoid arthritis and some other inflammation levels were not good. They were borderline for rheumatoid arthritis, and all of my inflammation markers were just crazy high, and I struggled with that for a long time. So the pain doctor's solution was to put me on an anti-seizure medicine, which I don't have a seizure disorder, but this anti-seizure medicine was to help basically turn my brain off at night and numb the nerves, give me a sedative, and help me sleep, and just basically numb my whole body so I wouldn't feel the pain. It was ridiculous. I had no desire to try it, and the only reason that I did try it for 2 days was because the post office lost my Plexus order. So once the post office found my order and I got my Plexus products, I threw everything in the trash just because I didn't want to take it. I started with just the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse. That was it, because again, I was still kind of skeptical. By the second day, I seriously had everything thrown in the trash with the exception of my thyroid medicine that I always have to take. No more anti-inflammatories, no more pain pills, no more crazy anti-seizure medicine, no more happy pills, no more anything other than the thyroid medicine. And it was an amazing story. In that short amount of time, in just 2 days, the pain was gone. And I know that that story is kind of crazy, and everyone thinks that they're going to get results that fast. So there's my disclaimer. It doesn't happen for everyone. But in the case of my pain, it did go away quickly. My husband saw what I was doing, and because I hadn't told him, I was kind of keeping the Plexus thing a secret from him, because I didn't want to hear him laugh at me like everyone always does when you get into something like this. And so he asked me what I was doing. I told him. He started taking the products as well. And so by day 3, I think it was, I decided to sign up to be an ambassador because I wanted to get the wholesale price. And at that point, with my welcome kit, I decided to go ahead and select the kit that had the Slim and the X Factor and a few other things. And so by about the second week, I added in the Slim and the X Factor. And so now I'm on the Triplex Combo as well as the X Factor. And then I also have some of the fast relief that I take a little here and there if my tendons are tight and bothering me a little bit, because I'm on my feet about 12 hours a day. So with that, I have just been seeing fantastic results. I've been feeling great. I'm not tired. I have energy, but it's real energy. It's not I just drank a pot of coffee or I drank a Red Bull or something. It's real sustained energy. I get up in the morning at 5 or 6 o'clock when my husband gets up to go to work, and he thinks I've lost my mind because I'm up and I'm not tired. And I get home from work after working at our restaurant all day, and I'm still awake. Just like now. It's so weird. I'm still having a trouble adjusting to all of these great things. So right now I'm at 5.5 weeks. It'll be 6 weeks on Friday, and I went to see my thyroid doctor today. This is where the awesome part comes in. I had my labs done, and for a very long time, I'm talking a couple years now, I've struggled with the absorption of my medicine. We went from being on Synthroid to Armour Thyroid, and now I'm on what's called Nature Thyroid or Westhroid. Depending on the dose, it has a couple different names. And I've been on the same dose since November. The only thing that I've done different since that last medicine change was add the Plexus at the end of February. My TSH level is perfect for me, it's basically suppressed down to almost 0, which is where I want it to be. For some people, that's not where they want it to be. But again, I don't have a thyroid, and mine's perfect. The one that I struggled with the most was my free T4. The T4 hormone was one that my body would not absorb, and the T4 converts into T3, and I wasn't absorbing the T4 to begin with. I've been stuck at a 0.6 for years. Normal is 0.8, which really doesn't seem like a huge difference, but again, if you know anything about thyroid disease, very small changes in blood work mean a huge difference in how you feel and how your body functions. So I've been stuck at a 0.6 forever. Today, my labs for my free T4 were 0.79, which is less than 1/10 of a point away from being normal. My doctor was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. It was fantastic. The rheumatoid factor, when I had that drawn in February, I was at a 10, which is right at the borderline for being diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Today, my level was a 3.1. So basically, by adding the Plexus products, I was able to reduce the inflammation in my body by healing my gut and everything that's going on, so that I'm now not at risk for developing rheumatoid arthritis, which is fantastic. The best part for me is today was the first time since 2006 that I went to a thyroid doctor appointment with no tears. That was like a jump for joy moment. And I'm even having this conversation with you guys without crying. So that was great. So anyway, I'm just barely 6 weeks in. It's been fantastic. I feel awesome. And I did this to feel better. I didn't care about the scale. I do have a ton of weight to lose, but I really wasn't worried about that. So I haven't been obsessing on how many sizes I've lost, how many inches I've lost, how many pounds I've lost. But I will say that curiosity got the best of me, and I weighed myself last Friday morning, and I've lost 17 pounds. So, woohoo. That's basically my story so far. Any questions?
Awesome. I absolutely love your story. And the viewers can't ask, but if anyone has any questions after this, ask Sarah, I, or Kelly, or Chris, or whoever invited you, and we'll get the answer. But you said, Kelly, and you can give me a thumbs up if you want, you were on the ProBio 5 and the BioCleanse to start, correct? Okay. And then
Yes.
you added in the Slim and the X Factor and Fast Relief.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't take the fast relief every day. I use it more on days if my tendons are feeling tight. My husband, however, loves fast relief. He loves the cream and the pills. We're BioFreeze junkies in our house. We have BioFreeze everywhere. And he asks me to go find the fast relief to use on his shoulder pain now instead of the BioFreeze. He loves it. So he uses it more than I do, but I do use it occasionally.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I love how Plexus is about, like you said, it's not about weight loss or the inches you've lost, but it's about healing yourself from the inside out and feeling better. And myself, like, I didn't have what I thought was any health issues, but healing my gut from the inside out helped me out in so many ways I didn't even realize till time went on, whether it be from acne, a ganglion cyst, warts, whatever. So we're going to elaborate a little bit more on the products, but first we're going to let Chris Heim, who is our upline, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what Plexus has done for her. So Chris, you can unmute and go ahead and tell us your story.
All right. I have been doing Plexus over 2 years. It'll be about 3 years in June, and I just happened to see on somebody's Facebook page, my friend Natalie talked about Plexus, and it was kind of weird because I knew Natalie probably 20 years ago, and we lost touch, and because of the fabulous world of Facebook, we became Facebook friends, and now we spend a lot of time together again, and we're loving it. So anyway, I started Plexus. I started the Slim, and I instantly loved it. I just wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I lost it, just kind of went out about my business, didn't really do anything with the business until probably February. So I joined in June, And then February, I went to a gathering like this. It was live. We just, I went with a couple people. We went and sat at a meeting, and I saw that they had probiotics and they had some BioCleanse that I really didn't know a lot about, that I get getting emails from Plexus. So I sat listening to all that, and I thought, okay, there's more to this company than I really have given it credit for. And I had already been taking probiotics and some of the other things that they had just introduced, the fast relief, I think it was. I decided to look more into the product. So started really using it, asked my husband if he would use the probiotic and the BioCleanse, because I wanted to be able to tell people just not my experience, but his experience. He was diagnosed with diverticulitis the same month that I signed up as an ambassador, and I only signed up to get the best price. When he finally said he would start using it, he had some bouts with the diverticulitis, and just through him using that and then realizing later that he had not had any flare-ups with diverticulitis. I had seen some stuff come through on Facebook about people having success with using those two products with IBS and different problems in the gut. And so it just kind of dawned on me one day that he had not had his uncomfortableness that I could tell that he was having with diverticulitis just all of a sudden. So that's been 2 years ago. He's had only 2 flare-ups because just different things that, you're not going to totally get rid of that stuff, but I think that if he wouldn't have been on BioCleanse, he would have a lot more, because it's kind of stress-induced, and it's not like we don't have stress in our lives. So he told me from the very beginning, this is your deal. I don't want any part of it. He started taking it 2 years ago in February, and he's been taking pretty much everything ever since. He takes the Slim. He kind of asked me if we're out of things where I put my stash. So he kind of comes looking for it, which is kind of nice. So he's a big supporter right now, instead of making fun of me, which I think through the Plexus world most husbands do. They end up jumping on board instead of sitting back and watching and laughing. So anyway, that is something that we've experienced with him. But my son has asthma, and he has had some really bad times through the year with the allergy season in the spring and the fall, and he's allergic to everything under the sun. So, and one is dogs, so he would go to family's house with dogs, and he would come back and he would be congested and sick for a couple of days. So I had been reading stories about Probio5 and BioCleanse with asthmatics, and because that's also an autoimmune disease, but it was just hard for me to grasp that, because of the breathing is something that I wouldn't think that the Probio and BioCleanse would help. So I had always given my kids the Probio5 during the winter months, because I know that it's helped with sickness, and it definitely has helped with sickness. So in the fall, I decided to add BioCleanse with his supplements, and from September to about February, he did not need his albuterol whatsoever, which was major, because he went to a house with the dog, and he would usually come home and he would be sick, and we just kind of have to get him back to health after getting with all those things that made his allergies kick up and his asthma kick up. So we didn't really have a bad winter, so I don't think a lot of stuff died. He's needed his albuterol a few times with all this stuff that's blooming, but he's still doing pretty good. And so I'm thrilled with what the things have done, not only for me, but my family. Pretty much all of the products are used in our house, and it's like we're buying our own from our own store. We're basically getting credit when people are wanting to know about Plexus. We just share and tell them everything wonderful that's gone on with us. So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Awesome, Chris. Thank you for sharing. I never get sick of your testimony. I mean, I think what got me was when I started, and I'm a nurse, but I didn't understand the health benefits. And I remember coming to a meeting, and we were neighbors at the time, and just listening to your story and realizing the health benefits Plexus can have, and really understanding what gut health means. So thank you so much for sharing, and both of you as well. So we are going to right now go over the products really quickly. Sarah's going to go over the first half, and then I'll go over the second half, and then just talk a little bit about the company and how you can get the products at the cheapest route for yourself. And I'm traveling and I'm at Sarah, so we're kind of just going to go and use the catalog to help us through it. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah. And in the background, you might hear her son. He's practicing his trumpet.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us. Really quick, I'm going to do a couple of the products. First, we have our Plexus Slim, which is our main product. It comes in a little packet. You mix it with 12 to 17 ounces of water. You can mix it in a water bottle or a shaker. It helps lower blood sugars, cholesterol level, lipid levels, and also can help with weight loss. Our next product is our Accelerator Plus. It works with the Plexus Slim. It helps give you a nice energy and also can help with appetite suppressant. We also have our Boost, which also works nicely with our Plexus Slim. It helps with a good energy. This is probably one of my favorite products. I like to take it before I work out. And it also can help with appetite suppressant as well. So you take one or the other, either the Boost or the Accelerator. And then we have our Plexus Block, and it does exactly what you think it might do. It blocks 48% of sugars and starches from going into a glucose, or for converting into glucose. Our next product is our Fast Relief Cream. This is kind of my mommy cream, I use it as. But you just put it on the source of your pain, sore muscles, sore back, whatever you have, and it helps take the pain away. We also have our Fast Relief Capsules. So you take them basically as if you would take your Tylenol or your ibuprofen, and it has the New Zealand green lipid mussel in it, and it helps to block the pain. We also have our Nerve Relief, which actually supports healthy nerve system, and it goes to the source. Instead of blocking the pain, it actually helps regenerate. What? Nerve growth. Nerve growth, sorry. Lost my train of thought. And Plexus 96 is next.
Yep, we'll split it. So we're going over real quick, and then I will go over the gut health thing real quick. But for those that like shakes, this, Plexus is not a meal replacement, but we do have 96 calorie shakes. They are chocolate and vanilla. They have 15 grams of protein, and you can mix with water, or we've got a lot of different recipes I love with almond milk, unsweetened. And then one of my very favorite products, and one that Kelly said she's on, is the X Factor. And the X Factor is our turbocharged vitamin. It's got a New Zealand black currant that's supposed to be more potent than blueberries. It's a very, very strong antioxidant that helps with health, but also it has aloe in it that helps you absorb your vitamins by over 300%. And I will just say for this alone, it's helped my hair, nails, and skin a lot. And as you heard from our last week's call, it also helped with Chris's friend, the psoriasis, and that was the ProBio and BioCleanse as well. I have noticed with that and the ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, I've been less sick, so I love it. It also comes in a chewable for children. And then the ProBio 5 and BioCleanse is what I was going to go over, and these are the two products that Kelly started on right away. This is going to address gut health, and this is so important, and a lot of people are starting to pay attention. It's getting more popular in Western medicine as well. But basically, we're all born with good bacteria, bad bacteria, and a little bit of fungus in our gut, and they say that it's supposed to be a nice balance, and they say the fungus or yeast it's called Candida, is meant to break down your body when you die. Just like a fungus on a tree breaks down and brings it back down to the ground. So what happens with our lifestyle and high carb meals, antibiotics kill the good bacteria and the bad bacteria, and it allows the Candida yeast to overgrow. And steroids also, they weaken your immune system. Artificial sweeteners allow Candida to overgrow, and high carb sugar diets. I mean, America and the whole world is all about high sugar, high carb diets, and it's made our guts unhealthy. So what happens is this Candida overgrows in our stomach, and it can take over. You can't absorb things as well, but what it does, it can make microscopic holes in your stomach, and they call it, you can Google it, leaky gut, and it can seep through into your blood, and it can come out in the form of psoriasis, of autoimmune diseases, as Kelly was saying, fibromyalgia, MS, rheumatoid arthritis. It could be acne. It could be, the list goes on and on and on. And it may not be anything major. Like for me personally, I thought I was healthy and fine, but it was fatigue, headaches, acne, warts. The list goes on and on. So if you want more info on that, we can give it to you. But this is what is so important is, first, the ProBio 5, as you can see there, comes in a bottle of 60 capsules. It replenishes the good bacteria, but it's unlike your other probiotics in the fact that it has enzymes in it that break down the Candida shell and kill it. So you can take all the probiotics you want, and you can try to diet, but it's not going to address the issue. So this is going to kill the Candida and replenish the good bacteria. And then the BioCleanse, we usually take with it. That is this one here. And that one comes in either 120 or 180 capsules. So it usually lasts a little bit longer depending on how much you take. But that is going to flush out the bad stuff. So it also oxygenates the blood. Like Chris said, it helped her son's asthma. So it's going to get rid of the gunk in our stomach, but it's also going to oxygenate your blood. I like to explain it kind of like the ProBio 5 is like the trash collector, and the BioCleanse is the trash hauler. These literally are amazing. They changed my life. I started with the Slim and Accelerator, and then I added these two in like the month later to help with plateau. At the time it was for weight loss, but little did I know it helped a lot more. So there's 2 more products, and this is what Plexus actually started with, was the breast check kit, which is on the bottom. When we started in 2006, we were called Plexus Pink, and we just had this breast check kit. It helps magnify touch to do your breast exams by 5 times. It was featured on the Doctor's Show, and it was actually a show about men's breast cancer. So this is for everyone. And in October, they do a buy one, get one. So we originally are a breast health company, and I think it's very important to do your breast checks. The other product they had before they introduced any of their products was the body cream. And the body cream was originally intended as a breast cream. It's got spirulina algae, which is a natural detoxifier. It helps reduce cysts in the breast. What they found, and I think you can kind of see it's got like a gray color to it. It can be anti-aging, helps psoriasis, eczema, any skin issue, amazing for sunburns as well. And the gray color is an activated charcoal that helps with anti-aging. So I use it everywhere. I use it on my kids. Along with the Fast Relief, they're just excellent to have on hand. And that's really it for products. We have a small but mighty line, and I slowly introduced all of them into my family and give them all to my family. The only one we don't do is the nerve health, because we do not have any nerve pain or the neuropathy type pain. But that also is amazing as a testimonies. So before we conclude, I wanted to go over the 3 ways to order. The first one is retail. You can order one time, and that is a retail order. You're going to pay a little bit more. You do have a 60-day money-back guarantee. Also, you can order preferred, which is a monthly shipment. It does mean that you won't run out of products. The product's going to come every month and just show up at your doorstep. At the 4th month, you get a discount that is equal to our discount. And you also have a 60-day money-back guarantee with that. And then the other route, which I started as a preferred, and then I joined as an ambassador, and you pay $34.95. You get your own website, but you get the products at wholesale value, which is a lot cheaper. And what I really liked about it was my husband was sneaking my product from me, so I joined as an ambassador because I knew we would get paid on our own product. Anything over $100, you get a check back. And I could go over the compensation plan, but there's 11 different ways to get paid. So I won't go too much into that, but just know I have heard, and I've been a part of one other company. It was a long time ago, but I do know everyone says that our compensation plan is amazing. You get bonuses for your customers, ambassadors. You get pay points, so the company gives back half of the profits they make. And you can start earning money right away. It's not just the people at the top, which I think is absolutely amazing. And also, we were the #8 fastest growing company on Inc. 500 last year. And I also is #2 in health. And I think part of the reason, not to brag, but it's just because these products work. And there is a money back guarantee, so no one has anything to lose but to try. So if anyone has questions, please let us know. And I'm going to conclude with that, and go Plexus.
Yay!
Bye.